What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. We do have a lot of huge, monumental topics to discuss. Firstly, Xavi is not convinced by Joao Felix. He is not in favor of keeping him beyond this summer. The only person in the entirety of Barcelona that wants to keep Joao Felix is the president, Joan Laporta, because of his relationship with Jorge Mendes. We'll give you guys all the details on that and why Joao Felix now has a higher chance of leaving Barcelona than staying. One of the very young talents on the wings as well has been linked with Barcelona again. Claudio Echeverri, he's made it very clear to River Plate he will be renewing his contract, and he's now apparently waiting for Barcelona to come and sign him. He's willing to wait until the summer so Barcelona can get him on a cheaper deal, and that way Barcelona can execute the operation. Both Man City and Chelsea want to pay his release clause now for 25 million euros, but Echeverri himself wants to wait until the summer and wait for Barcelona. Of course, with these players coming in like Echeverri, we also have some talks about Onana and midfielders. Players will have to leave the club this summer. We have some reports that Inter Milan are very interested in signing Sergi Roberto in the bloody winter transfer window. That's right, our captain could be leaving 6 months earlier than expected, but again, we'll give you guys some renewal updates on Roberto as well. More Bayern Munich and Araujo talk as well. We're also going to talk about the striker situation as well in regards to Lewandowski, Victor Roque, Guiu as well. Big injury update on Inigo Martinez, and finally, of course, we have to talk about all the updates surrounding the Super League and when will Barcelona get the 1 billion euro loyalty fee for staying in the Super League, as they did win their court ruling a few days ago. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days, and the first player that we have been linked with is again another summer target, where Barcelona hopefully in the summer will be reinforcing their midfield, and one of the main options there is Amadou Onana of Everton. There have been a lot of links with him over the past few weeks or so, and there's been this touted price of around 50 to 60 million euros. Now, Luis Rojo from Marca has come out saying that Barcelona do like and want to sign Amadou Onana next summer. The problem right now is his price, which is over 50 million euros. Now, I watched Onana against Tottenham, was it yesterday, and he's decent. I think he is a good player. Again, it's the price that throws me off the most, and it's also what is the long-term to medium-term plan in that midfield, because Onana, yes, he is young, but he won't be a starter in the sense that when you want to play a balanced midfield, will he get in for the likes of Pedri, likes of Xavi, Frankie de Jong are going to be in there ahead of him as well. So this is going to be someone who I think will be, kind of like a Gundogan in the sense that he'll get minutes here and there, and if there's injuries, he'll really become a starter. But if we have a fully fit lineup, he probably would be on the bench. And again, spending over 50 million euros for that kind of player for me is definitely not an option for sure. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, I think this is very much a genuine target for Barcelona. The interest is definitely there. I think he's a very good technical player, very good on the ball, hard on the tackle as well, but it comes down to how much that Everton will ask for in the summer. Now, along with the midfield, the club will also be looking to reinforce some of the attacking options this summer as well, and one of the main candidates is one of the top-rated youngsters in the world, and that is Claudio Echeverri. Now, we have talking about him over recent weeks, how Barcelona wanted to get him and sign him. They wanted to pay a little bit over his release clause of 25 million euros to 30 million euros, but pay that in installments, and River Plate, his club, have said no, they want the 25 million up front. They'd rather take the 25 up front than more 30 and over a period of 5 or 6 years. Now, there have been reports yesterday suggesting that Barcelona aim to pay Claudio Echeverri's release clause of 25 million euros. This is coming in from Argentinian reports, and also he made his debut, I believe, Echeverri, for the River Plate first team, and he was asked after the game about the interest, his future. Again, his contract does expire a year today. Well, not a year today, but a year this month. He has 1 year left on his deal, and he came out of the match saying that I'm not going to renew my contract with River Plate, which ends, of course, December 2024. I'm going to play this year for River Plate, the next 6 months more, and then we will see what happens. So he's basically saying that I'm 100% going to be staying until the summer, then I'll have 6 months left on my deal, and we will go from there. Now, due to this, everyone's thinking, okay, you have to move in for him now, and we have reports coming in from Argentina saying that Manchester City are ready to pay Echeverri's 25 million euro release clause now, but the Argentine prefers Barcelona, whose strategy is to wait until the summer in order to pay less. God, our pull is absolutely massive. Fernando Porto from Deportivo also came out saying that Barcelona is very, very keen and they do really like and want to sign Echeverri, but it's practically impossible right now due to the financial restrictions and other priorities the club want to invest their money in. So for 25-30 million euros now, the club isn't interested. But in the summer, you never know. I feel like Echeverri would definitely be a signing for the B team. Again, he's 17 years old, so young. I feel this would be out of the Barca Athletic budget. I'm hoping that's the case. Again, we paid a lot of money last summer for Barca Athletic players. Hopefully they do the same this summer as well to nurture these youngsters and then, of course, give them an easy path into the first team. But this Echeverri now is getting a remontada in the sense that we actually have a genuine chance of getting him. Again, Chelsea and Manchester City, I think Fabrizio Romano also confirmed, both will pay 25 million euro release clause for him today, but the player wants to wait for Barcelona. He's out here liking tweets on Twitter about him being a Barcelona fan, all this stuff. He came, of course, in the media during the Under-17 World Cup saying that he's an Argentina fan because of Messi, and not Argentina fan, he's a Barcelona fan because of Messi and so on and so forth. So keep your eyes on Echeverri. There is a genuine chance now that Barcelona might sign him because he's now going to wait for the summer in order for Barcelona to get him on a cut deal. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest news around Barcelona over the past 48 hours or so has been the news around Joao Felix. Of course, this is a transfer news because we don't owe Joao Felix. We're currently borrowing him, and the club, of course, have an eye to keep on him to sign him in the summer on a permanent transfer. But now that has taken a complete U-turn. Now, this is coming in from Javi Miguel from AES. Again, Javi Miguel is very, very close to Xavi, and this really isn't hard news. This is more so his opinion followed by what he knows around the club and what he has around his sources near Xavi. Now, this is huge. He's come out saying that Xavi isn't completely convinced about Joao Felix. Joao Felix's performance against Almeria was the straw that broke the camel's back in Xavi's patience with the player. Joao Felix was strongly criticized by Xavi due to his lack of intensity in matches. I must say this as well. I'm going to be giving my opinions here and there. Joao Felix 100% lacks intensity in matches that he doesn't have a grudge against. First few games at Barcelona, there's intensity because he wants to prove everyone wrong. And, we signed him last second. Will he succeed or not? And then, of course, against Atletico Madrid, had that urge because it's his former club. Had the urge against Porto because it's his former club. Apart from that, the performances haven't been that great, both attackingly and also defensively. Miguel says that from the beginning, the sporting management did not want Joao Felix in the team. They wanted Lo Celso as the ideal candidate. However, Joan Laporta did everything possible to convince the technical staff, mainly because of the signing of Felix, guaranteed the signing of Cancelo, who was a desire of Xavi and his staff. Oh my god. So essentially, we have signed Joao Felix to make Jorge Mendes happy so we can get Joao Cancelo as well. And Laporta told Xavi, look, we can't get Lo Celso, we can get Felix that will guarantee Cancelo coming. Do you want Joao Felix with that caveat being involved? And Xavi said yes. And we knew this from the beginning as well. We knew that Xavi wasn't keen on the player. We know that Laporta loves the player. We know that Laporta loves Joao Felix, Dani Olmo. He likes these type of players that he, enjoys watching, and that he tries to persuade the current manager to sign him. This is not the first time Laporta has done this, but again, this is huge in the fact that from the beginning, Xavi never wanted Felix, and of course, we all knew that. I didn't want Joao Felix either. Joao Felix has yet to convince Xavi. Ideally, Xavi would like to play with four midfielders, Frenkie de Jong, Gundogan, Pedri, and Gavi. If Gavi had not been injured, Joao Felix would have lost his place in the XI. I agree with that. I agree with that in the sense that Xavi wants to play for midfield. Of course, he started off the season with that. The only reason why Joao Felix broke in was because I think Pedri got injured first, so that dropped Gavi from the left in the midfield and brought Joao Felix in. Also, we were playing like shite, and a lot of the fans were asking for more fluidity in the final third, so having that extra forward in there did help. But now looking back on it, you probably think Champions League final tomorrow, everyone's fully fit. Xavi's at 1,000,000,000% picking a forward in midfield. Xavi wants Barcelona to sign a midfielder in January following Gavi's injury. Thus, he would change the scheme to forward midfield and leave Joao Felix out of the XI. So if we sign, a decent midfielder in January, which of course is the priority, is the task, hopefully we can get that job over the line, Joao Felix is going straight to the bench. The only one at Barcelona who trusts and wants Joao Felix is the president, Joan Laporta. And I have to add this again. Laporta has come out in the media so many times saying, look, it's the manager that picks the players, and I go out and sign them. I have no influence whatsoever. Yet there is countless evidence and proof of you pushing players onto the manager. Yes, you can say, hey, look, I have a great relationship with I have a great relationship with Jack over here. He's a football agent, and he has Harry Kane. I know we don't need Harry Kane, but if you want, we can get him on a good deal. Xavi, do you want him? Okay, yeah, I'll take a Harry Kane. Bring him in, better than nothing. Okay. With Joao Felix, it's different because Joan Laporta likes the player. Again, before he became the president of Barcelona in 2021, there were already reports, oh, he's keeping his eye on Joao Felix, Dani Olmo, all these players that he likes for the future of the club. So this is no surprise whatsoever. Javi Miguel again goes on by saying that Joao Felix was schooled by Xavi because of his lack of intensity during games, and Barcelona's financial executives panic every time they hear the figures that Atletico Madrid are asking for Joao Felix. This report pretty much tells me that, barring a miracle, we're not going to sign Joao Felix. In the sense, we're not going to give Atletico Madrid what they want, which is good news for me. I was a bit worried that, if Joao Felix does well, the club might go give them 60, 70 million euros. This for me confirms that no matter what Joao Felix does from now until the end of the season, I don't think Barcelona will touch a transfer fee for him over 40 million as a package. I'm talking 30 fixed, 10 in variables, whatever the case may be. That is a positive. But this now also tells me that if Joao Felix does not perform well in the second half of the season, does not get 10 goals, 10 assists, he's out the door. And yes, you could say that, will this affect the Joao Cancelo deal? Hopefully not. Again, Barcelona already want to sign him. Xavi's already given the green light. Laporta likes him. The player is happy. Everyone's happy on that side. It was just about getting Cancelo to Barcelona. Once he's in Barcelona, I don't think he'll leave. Felix talks about, I want to be a Barcelona player forever. I love the club. I'm trying to perform so the club would buy me. He's going like this with the badge and kissing it. So he's showing the passion and desire. But again, those are only in a few selected cameos. Yes, in that first month where we played away against Mallorca, I remember him having a good game. But there's always, I would even say, especially over the past 2 months, he hasn't been great whatsoever. Yes, he scored a tap-in against Valencia, but he does not get involved. He does not drive, especially when the team is playing a low block. We only see Joao Felix, perform when we're playing a team that's open. So against Madrid, he played very well. Against Porto, again, they were open, they played well. Against Atletico Madrid, they were going for it. He played well. But against your Mallorcas, your Gironas, who are sitting more back and keeping it compact, that's where he struggles a lot. And again, he's not a natural winger. What I've been telling you guys from the summer, on the left, Joao Felix just doesn't work. When he's playing in behind Lewandowski, like we saw against Antwerp and what we saw against Betis, that's when he showed his best qualities, especially against in the Clasico as well. He's playing more centrally than he was out wide. So we know where his best position is, and that does not fit the Barcelona system or style whatsoever. And look, I hate to tell you guys, but I was right. I remember all your comments. If Joao Felix leaves, I'm going back to all those comments, and I'm shushing the hell out of you. Keep that in mind. Now, Mr. Romano has come out saying that Barcelona has not made any decision on the future of Joao Felix yet. It remains absolutely open. The decision will be made during the final months of the season. They are looking forward to having him as a crucial player throughout the rest of the season. Again, 100% the correct decision. This is not something we're going to decide right now, but again, this is kind of an update on how Xavi is feeling. And again, from the beginning, Xavi didn't want him, and right now Xavi still isn't too keen on him. It will be very interesting to see if he starts against Las Palmas when we come back from the international break and see where he is in the team. He was one of the starters in the first half against Club America as well in that friendly, where we saw a lot of the players that Xavi isn't really favored with play. So I wouldn't say it's rocky, but definitely there's something there. But again, we won't know anything for sure until probably April or May time. And again, if we do want to keep him, I think the best case scenario is a loan with a mandatory buy option for the following season. I think buying him this summer would be very, very difficult, as we do need, to strengthen in other positions that need money being spent on. So wait and see on Joao Felix. I think him staying, there's still definitely a possibility, especially with the deal being so not easy to complete, but favorable to complete. Atletico Madrid don't want him. He wants to stay. You can definitely get another loan with a buy option. Again, with Atletico asking for 70, 80, ain't gonna happen. If Atletico Madrid stay very firm on 70, 80 million for him, ain't no way, ain't no chance Joao Felix is staying. But again, we'll wait and see how things turn out over the next few months. He still needs double digits in 10 goals, 10 assists minimum, in my opinion, to even be considered staying at the club. I think he has 6 goals, 3 assists at the moment. But we'll wait and see. His future is in his hands. It depends on his performances on the pitch. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. First up is Clement Lenglet, who is attracting interest from the biggest clubs in Italy. Roque out of nowhere, I have no idea why, but it was there. We have reports coming in from Sport saying that Unai Emery has rejected Lenglet's exit from Aston Villa in January. Milan's offer was better for the player and Barcelona, but Aston Villa have stopped the process for now. So Aston Villa don't want Lenglet to leave. Funny enough, he did start in the Aston Villa Sheffield United game where they drew 1-1. He played the whole entire game. This is now a coincidence now that once there's interest, they start playing him. I don't care. Again, like I told you guys in the last video, I'll say it again. My job, or what I want, not my job, what I want is for there to be no Lenglet saga in the summer. I don't want him to come back and sit around and get a loan in the last two weeks, 1 week of the transfer window. That's not what I want. It depends on what Milan's offering. I think in the sense of Barcelona, they're offering a better pay structure. They're offering the potential buy option, because again, Aston Villa right now are paying 80% of his salary. Are AC Milan saying, oh, we'll pay 85% of his salary and that's it? Or are they offering a buy option as well? I don't really know. I think in the end, Barcelona is in a sweet spot where if Lenglet wants to go to AC Milan and they want to, help us out, give us more money, throw in a buy option, sure. If Aston Villa want to keep him, sure, he has 80% of his salary covered. So wait and see with Lenglet. Maybe if AC Milan and Napoli, the other teams that have been rumored, Bayern Munich, do push for him, it may convince Lenglet to, push for a move out. But for now, Aston Villa are in mind that they want to keep Lenglet for the remainder of his loan. Another center back who has been rumored to leave Barcelona recently has, of course, been the third captain of the club, Ronald Araujo, and more Bayern Munich interest is among us. Plenty again from Sky Germany has come out saying that Bayern Munich have now been informed that Araujo will be staying at Barcelona for the upcoming winter transfer window. Bayern would have been willing to pay a mega transfer fee for the Uruguayan this January. I really want to know what this fee is. He keeps saying mega fee, huge fee. Give us the numbers. However, there seems to be a small chance in the summer for the German club to sign him. Araujo is and remains the dream target for Thomas Tuchel. So it looks like the transfer for Bayern to get Araujo is difficult, because Araujo is very keen on staying at Barcelona. There have been reports coming from Mundo Deportivo as well. It's not the best journalist, but again, Mundo Deportivo, top two outlets in Catalan, they've come out saying that it seems that Bayern Munich are willing to pay 100 million euros for Araujo, which would be difficult to reject for Barcelona given their financial situation. In the summer, there's a chance for a transfer happening, but only a slight one. Again, it's very clear the plan is for Araujo from now until the summer. You have to get an understanding of what his future is. If he's going to stay and commit, get those renewal talks going, hell, even maybe renew his contract, that would absolutely shut down reports from Bayern Munich. I would say this though, I would go up to Araujo. Clearly, your performances have been affected from this Bayern Munich rumor. Since these rumors come out, you've been absolutely shite. You put in the worst performance I've seen you in a Barcelona shirt, genuinely. Do you want to go to Bayern Munich? Is this product really, interest you? You're the third captain at a club. We've, we brought you here from Uruguay. We gave you the platform. You've grown here. The fans love you. Do you want to go to Bayern Munich or not? And he says, I'm thinking about. As soon as he shows a little bit of doubt, you bid him. Look, this is Barcelona. I don't want players. Yes, Araujo is world class. I think he's probably the best 1v1 defender in the world. Still got to work on his passing a little bit. But I'm not going to sit here and sulk and pray that Araujo stays. I saw Messi leave the club, so ain't nothing gonna phase me whatsoever. That is my mindset. Again, I would probably accept in the region of 120 million for him this summer. He still has 2 years left on his deal with a 1 billion euro release clause. I would hope it'd be maybe 100 million fixed plus variables. You know what I even say to Bayern Munich? I would say give us 100 million euros and throw in Matthijs de Ligt as well. De Ligt is rotting on their bench. He sits there week in, week out. It'll give us a replacement. They get the player they want, and with the mega transfer fee they want to submit. So I think everyone there would be happy. If I'm Barcelona, I'm definitely trying to get De Ligt as part of this deal. But we'll wait and see. I think, again, it mainly depends on the hands of Araujo. Again, Barcelona can say, no, you can't go. We love you. Xavi says, no, I don't want him to leave under any price, any circumstances. But when the player has 2 years left on his deal and, it's going to be a free agent in 2 years, you're going to be pushed to make a decision. And I understand if this is just when he renewed his contract, you say, nope, shut up, sit down. That's fair enough. But now with his renewal, his contract being only 2 years left, there is a bit of a gap for him to exploit. Now, there are reports also coming in from Diario AS saying that Araujo is not really attracted by playing in the Bundesliga, but more so attracted to a Premier League move. Barcelona have to renew Araujo's contract latest by next season. If they want to keep him, the club will only let him leave if they find themselves in a situation of maximum economic needs. Again, the reports have always been with the likes of Balde, Araujo, Koundé, Christensen, 90 million minimum. They're untouchable players. You have to give us a huge offer for us to even consider letting them leave. So it's always been there. I'm not really surprised by that whatsoever. So we'll wait and see with Araujo. Again, from before, it was never going to leave in winter, and now it's pretty much confirmed. But in the summer, there is a slight chance. Let's see with Barcelona with this 1 billion from the Super League. If they get that, what will be the transfer budget in the summer? What's going to be the economic situation? The club, Laporta said a few days ago, we hope to be somewhat decently healthy this summer to the point where we don't have to worry about registration whatsoever. If we're at that state, will we be forced to sell or not? Not if, buts, and maybe, but I think it mainly comes down to what Araujo wants himself. He wants to commit and stay at Barcelona. no worries, say no to the offer, renew your deal, bish bash bosh. But if he has some doubts and does like actually the project of Bayern Munich, there is a big decision to be made by Barcelona and Xavi. Now, a player's future that has been very quiet over recent months but has exploded over the past week is Sergi Roberto. As we all know, with our injuries and suspension worries, he's gotten into the team a little big brace over the weekend against Almeria, played well against Antwerp. When we lost, he was probably him and Lamine Yamal the only players that actually put in a decent performance. And now all of a sudden, Inter Milan want Roberto. Again, there have been a lot of talks about Inter Milan reinforcing their right wing back position. I think Juan Cuadrado is out for the season. They've been in talks with Dejan Buchanan, my Canadian brother, and also Sergi Roberto. Now, Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Inter Milan are interested in Sergi Roberto, but the player does not want to leave Barcelona this winter. The player's desire is to extend his contract with Barcelona for one more season, but the club has not yet made any move. The club is correct. You cannot rush to conclusions because he scored a brace against Almeria. The same thing happened last season, which also pretty much led to his renewal as well. He came to the midfield and right back here and there, played all right, got that goal against, Athletic Club, and we gave him a renewal. We have to be very, very cautious with Roberto. If Inter Milan want him for free, I would personally say no, because changing your captaincy, changing the leadership in the team mid-season is way, way too crucial. We're going to lose out on saving his peanut salaries that he's getting paid absolutely nothing. So I'd rather keep that structure that we have in the dressing room, and then let him go for free this summer. He gets that farewell that he deserves as well. I think winter, even if they offer 1 million, I would take it obviously, because he's going to leave for free in the summer. So 1 million extra is 1 million extra. And again, his salary is way less than 1 million, so you're going to save on nothing essentially. But I think most likely we are leading to a summer departure of Roberto. But again, there have been more reports about Xavi saying that he wants Roberto to stay for another season. I think again, it's all subject to recency bias. It's all because of what he's done over the past week or so. Once we hit February and Roberto doesn't play that much, we'll get back to, the club don't want to renew his deal. But hopefully the club don't make any rash or rush to conclusions in any decision whatsoever. This, again, very similar to Joao Felix. Should wait till around April or May time, see where the team is, see how Xavi is done. Is he on track to be the manager next season? And if Xavi is going to be the manager next season and he wants Roberto to stay, then he wants Roberto to stay. You have to back him. You have to say, look, I wanted him to stay. Again, he's on peanuts. He does not play. He only plays when we absolutely have no numbers whatsoever. He's leading the dressing room. He's speaks English and Catalan and Spanish, so he communicates with everyone in the dressing room. So we'll wait and see what happens with Roberto. I think a January move is pretty much zero, not going to happen whatsoever. But again, it comes down to another club offer him a renewal or not. If the club offer him a renewal with any salary, anything on the contract, Roberto will sign it. I am so confident in that sense. There even been some reports about him linking up with the boys back in Inter Miami. Bloody hell, Inter Miami is looking hella stacked right now. Roberto, if I'm Roberto, I'm hopping on the first train, or plane should I say, to Inter Miami. You got the whole entire reunion over there. You're in your peak conditions. You'll be starting week in, week out there as well. But always, so it has with Roberto. I think for now, in the winter, nothing's going to happen. But in the summer, a decision is yet to be made. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update today, nothing on Pedri quite yet, but it is on Inigo Martinez. Having Miguel from AES came out saying that Inigo Martinez's recovery is being satisfactory and he's on the final stretch at the moment, although the priority for him to be available for the Spanish Super Cup. He could even receive the medical green light ahead of the match against Las Palmas on January the 4th. I would say with Inigo, hopefully he can play in the Copa del Rey round 32 against Barbastro. Get him some minutes in there just for freshness and rhythm. Having him there for the Super Cup for me is very, very important, especially with Araujo not playing well, these Bayern Munich rumors lingering in his head. Koundé being inconsistent. One game he plays like shite. One game he comes in halftime, 45 minutes, and he plays well. Christensen being in and out as well. We need some sort of consistency. We need someone there to challenge. And with that left foot, Inigo Martinez has already a +1 of everyone in that left center back position. So him coming back is absolutely crucial. Hopefully he is back. At least I hope that he's on the plane to Saudi, fully fit, ready to go. I would prefer that he's not getting the green light than traveling, which of course is beneficial, but I don't think he really impact that much. If we get him, some minutes before the Super Cup, he gets on that plane, we can be in top shape for our center back department for the Super Cup. But we'll wait and see what happens with Inigo Martinez. He's again on track to becoming fit in the first few weeks of the January, and the plan is for him to be on the plane to Saudi Arabia for the Super Cup. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First, we do have some reports about Barcelona's striker position and what the current plan is from now until the summer. Now, on Lewandowski, Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona believe that Lewandowski should not be obsessed with leaving the penalty area and dropping into midfield. He is expected to be a finisher and a threat in the box. I agree with that. The club understands that Lewandowski, despite being one of the best professionals, has lost his physical point now that he's 35 years old. This affects strikers more and more touches on the ball and being in fractions slower and can affect performances, but everything is a process and they expect Lewandowski to adapt. So they're saying basically because of his age, he's just getting used to playing. They don't think he should be dropping back too much. I agree, but I don't think he's gonna make a remontada in the second half of the season, and we should probably consider selling him. But of course, we do have two threats to Lewandowski's position. That's right, two threats. First up being Victor Roque. Fernando Polo and Fernando Martinez from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Victor Roque is actually expected not to be a regular starter straight away right after his arrival. He is expected to play in the second half of most games and start in some matches. If he does emerge as a great scorer already, Xavi would have to decide whether to put Lewandowski on the bench or play both Victor Roque and Lewandowski together. In any case, Barcelona hope that the Guiu arrival can alternative their big problems in effectiveness in front of goal. Again, I'm not expecting Victor Roque to come in and bench Lewandowski immediately, but I think once he comes off the bench, scores some goals, if he can start the game against Barbastro in the Copa del Rey as well, that'll be big for him. Get that fitness rhythm and get used to the system style atmosphere around Barcelona as well. He needs some time to adapt. He's not going to come in and start flying. I mean, he could, but I wouldn't say that's going to be expected of him. But again, he does have that ability, and he can definitely be a big asset to this team in the second half of the season. Now, in terms of his arrival, there have been reports earlier on in the week saying that, Victor Roque is coming to Barcelona now. He wants to spend Christmas in Barcelona. That way he's fully ready and, to start training when the first team training resumes. But Barcelona came shut that down, so he's not going to be going to Barcelona. He's planning on going after the Christmas break. And we do now have the schedule coming in from Roger Later from Mundo Deportivo. He came out saying that on the 27th of December, Victor Roque will arrive to Barcelona after celebrating Christmas in Brazil. On the 29th, he'll have his first training session with Barcelona. On January the 3rd, he'll have his presentation as a new Barcelona player. And on January the 4th, he will be in the squad list for the Las Palmas match and could even make his debut. Now, his presentation being on the 3rd of January is quite late in my opinion. And of course, on the 3rd of January, we're also going to have a Xavi press conference for the Las Palmas match. That's going to be a very, very busy day at the Ciutat Deportiva Joan Gamper, but I feel like you can do that definitely earlier on the 2nd, maybe even the 1st, new year, new player. I think that's going to be a great slogan. I firstly thought that he'd be presented before the training session, first training session on the 29th. I thought he would be, presented and to the media and to the fans on the 28th. That would make more sense. The fact he's going to train with Barcelona for a few days and then be presented is a bit odd, but nonetheless, we will continue on with it. Again, everything's fully planned right now, and hopefully there are no issues in regards to registration for Victor Roque. But I did mention there are two players that are being a threat for Lewandowski. One of course, could be Victor Roque, and the other one being Marc Guiu. Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that with Marc Guiu, Barcelona have a homemade solution for a lack of effectiveness in front of goal. In only a handful of first team appearances, he has shown that he needs very little to score a goal. Again, he's very, very impressed with his performance against Club America in that friendly. He's definitely knocking on the door as well, especially with Lewandowski providing absolutely nothing whatsoever. Again, Xavi hasn't been really bringing on Guiu because he really wants to rely on the experience. It's way too hard and decisive of a match to throw in a 17-year-old and rely on him, and also a massive risk as well. So wait and see with Guiu. I think he definitely has an option. Hopefully he can play in that match in the Copa del Rey, show what he's got, and especially make a threat to Xavi, saying, hey, look, I'm here to challenge Lewandowski despite my age and despite his successfulness in football. So wait and see what happens. Again, this striker position is going to be very, very crucial for Barcelona in the second half of the season. We need to score goals. We need to finish our chances, and hopefully now that since Xavi has some options, he has some room to make some decisions. Now, you're probably wondering, when I was talking about Victor Roque and I mentioned the first training session was going to be on December the 29th, when originally for the past 2 or 3 weeks I've been talking about it being on the 28th, and that's because Xavi did extend the Christmas break for the players. Tony Juan Martin came out saying that initially the Christmas break was only going to be 5 days, but Xavi challenged the players. That turned out to be, if they beat Porto and Atletico Madrid, he would get an extra day, which turned out to be 6 days. The day could have been cancelled after the defeat against Girona, but in the end the management agreed to what was respected. So firstly, the challenges are still going, which is unbelievable in my opinion. But again, Xavi rewarded the players for beating Porto and Atletico Madrid back-to-back, and that's why he gave them the extra day. But after the Girona defeat, he was going to take away the extra day, but said, you know what, I would have gave it to you. It's, out of respect and of the agreement, I will not take it away. So that is why it's now the 29th instead of the 28th of December, and that's when the first team training session will be back. Keep in mind, we do have an open training session on the 30th of December as well, where all the fans will be there to watch the training session. Again, Victor Roque should be there for that as well, so a lot of things to look forward to there. And also we had the South American players staying in Barcelona for Christmas break, which is very much a rarity. It's coming in for sport. They came out saying that usually South American players go back to their home countries to celebrate Christmas, but this time Rafinha has preferred to stay in Barcelona with his family. Again, Rafinha is doing everything right, pleasing the media, performing well, but when you don't finish your chances and you go like this, then people start to question what your true expectations and ability are. But again, that's something to be known for. And also, in regards to the Christmas spirit, the players have been given a gift by one of the club's sponsors, and that is Ambilight TV, that have gifted all the first team players for the men, women's, and basketball teams high quality OLED plus televisions, and the initiative was very well received by all the players. Bloody hell, they play like shite and they get brand new TVs for free? Bloody hell, I mean, it is what it is. The fact that the players really liked it, I mean, it's just, I don't know, this feels a bit funny to me, but you know what? It is the giving spirit, so I understand completely. And yeah, all the first team players got TVs, so they all got TVs to watch some of their games back and learn, hopefully analyze what they've done and improve as well. But nonetheless, they're gonna enjoy this Christmas break for the next few days, and they're gonna be back on the 29th, train very hard, and give a big push in the second half of the season. Now, speaking about the players, of course, the manager who managed all these players is Xavi Hernandez, and there have been a lot of reports about what happened at halftime against Almeria in the past match day, where Xavi apparently lost his mind. Fernando Polo and Fred Martinez from Deportivo came out saying that Xavi was very angry in the dressing room during the halftime break in the match against Almeria. One of the victims of his rough talk during the break says that the coaches have never seen him so brazy to internally criticize his players. The coach said in the first half was shameful, and that either the players changed their attitude and they couldn't run their souls, or they wouldn't win anything. He also had some specific words with Robert Lewandowski, for example, for his first half display. Having Miguel to confirm this, and that Xavi was incredibly angry at halftime against Almeria. He was kicking everything in his way and yelling, "It can't be, it can't be." He ripped off his shirt, accusing the team of lacking soul, spirit, and ambition. He told them to run like pigs. He was especially harsh with Lewandowski, saying, "Let's see if you start running one goddamn time." Yo, shout out to Xavi, man. He also publicly shamed Felix and Christensen by subbing them off at halftime. Joao was reluctant to accept his punishment, whereas Christensen reacted more professionally. And that's why there's this bit of a boiling situation with Felix and Xavi, was because of that performance. Even, of course, having Miguel talked about at the beginning of the video, Xavi did not like his first half performance. It went in on him. Also went in on Lewandowski and Christensen as well. So again, we know, at least we know that Xavi has this in his locker. We know that he has this angry side to him. We've seen in some of the clips in the documentary as well. But apparently against Almeria, it was the most angriest he's been during a halftime talk. The question now is, what is Xavi's situation as the Barcelona manager? And again, it all rides on how he finishes the season off. Having Guiu from AS came out saying that Laporta and Xavi are very optimistic and completely convinced that the Super Cup will be the return and turning point for the team as it was last season. Despite this, neither the president nor the coaches are satisfied with one title. Both are convinced of the possibility of achieving another title, either the league, although the situation is currently complicated, or the King's Cup. The Champions League may seem more difficult. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think Xavi needs to win 2 trophies to keep his job this summer. He can win one. If he wins one, and the one has to be the La Liga or the Champions League. But he has to win 2 trophies, in my opinion. We cannot go from winning 2 trophies last season to losing, to winning, one or none this season. That is a completely downfall, and also based on the performances as well. Again, Xavi could lose probably 3 games in a row, and he won't get sacked. It's going to come down to how the club assess his job during the season at the end of the season. Miguel also added that if we arrive trophyless at the end of the season, surely it will be the end of Xavi's adventure at Barcelona. The president has assured consequences in his speeches to the media. Again, we already knew this. So basically, Xavi needs to win 2 trophies to keep his job, which again, I would consider keeping Xavi as well, depending on how we do it, if we do it, when we do it, all if buts and maybe. If he wins the Super Cup, I would say you have to win the League or Champions League. I think if he wins, I think there's a very, very good chance we win the cup, the 2 cups, the Super Cup and the Copa del Rey. In that case, would Xavi stay in his job? I think it would depend on how far he gets in the Champions League. If he gets to semifinals, probably. If he gets to quarterfinals, but puts on a fight, maybe. How will he do in the league? Will he get top 4? Will he be 1 point off the league title? Will he lose the league title by 10 points but still get top 4 easily? All if, buts, and maybes, and all speculations. But again, are all in the hands of the Xavi. Again, we have 4 trophies up for grab, all still available. Madrid won during the weekend. Girona dropped points. I think we're 7 points off the top of the league because both Real Madrid and Girona started on 45 points. We sat on 38. Atletico Madrid won their game in hand yesterday against Sevilla. They're on 38 as well. I think we're 4th based on goal difference. So we're 7 points off the top. Atletico Madrid right in front of us because they've scored about 5 more goals than us. I think also behind us as well, Athletic Club are like 3 points behind us. So this is getting very, very tight in those areas. I would say a lot of the teams this season have been performing to the expectations that we expected from them. So we'll wait and see on Xavi, but his job is definitely in his own hands. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the Super League, which was, of course, the last time I made a transfer news video. And since then, we have gotten the verdict and the ruling of the Supreme Courts for the Super League, and UEFA or FIFA cannot sanction Barcelona or Madrid or any club for that matter for wanting to create or participate in a separate competition. The court has declared the European Court of Justice rules that UEFA and FIFA acted against competition law by blocking the formation of the European Super League back in 2021. They have won the first part, that is to legalize the Super League and stop the monopoly by UEFA and FIFA. Now the next step is to organize and start the tournament. So Super League wins in court. No one can stop Super League from happening. We cannot be sanctioned. We cannot be punished for creating our own league. Fernando Porto from Mundo Deportivo came out saying the worth of the Super League project is around 100,000 euros and investors are ready to shell out 15 billion euros to make it happen. Of the business volume, the investors will keep 15% and the rest will go to the clubs. Barcelona and Real Madrid will also get a resounding bonus for never leaving the Super League. Barcelona and Real Madrid will get around 1 billion euros each. If or when the Super League is launched, it would make their financial problems disappear in one swoop. So we will not get this 1 billion euros until the Super League actually starts and actually begins. That's when we get our loyalty bonus, you could say, of staying in the Super League. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona and Real Madrid are strongly together for the Super League. They believe it's the only way for European clubs to survive. Again, once the ruling came out, both Laporta and Florentino Perez put out a public video, being happy and all that stuff, saying the Super League will return. Real Madrid and Barcelona believe it is just the beginning for the Super League. They will continue to insist on the creation. It's a big storm that has just started again. Since the Super League was launched, every single club has come out rejecting it, barring, I think, Napoli. So all your Premier League clubs and Atletico Madrids and Gironas and everyone said, oh, we're not going to do it. Earn it on the pitch. You earn it on the pitch, but you have no Champions League trophies, and we have a combined almost 19. So it's like, anyways. Now, Romeo Molina, who is a very, very good source in regards to the shady stuff that happened in European football and also in the fact around the Super League as well, kind of the dark side of football, and also a very good source in general as well. He's come out saying there are clubs who have publicly said they've rejected the Super League, but they continue to talk to Joan Laporta and Florentino Perez. The CEO of the Super League, I forget his name, I think his name is like Bernard Richard or something like that. He is the CEO of A22 who run the Super League and coordinate it all. He was doing an interview, I believe, with Gerard Romero on Gigentes, and he also said that, yes, I had clubs who have come out publicly, like your Arsenal, your Liverpool, Cities, United, Chelsea. We condemn the Super League. We're never going to join them. But they've all come to him and say, so what's this project looking like? What's the money looking like? Can we really get away with it? Because if we can get away with it, we might end up joining. So again, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Now, there have been reports since that, Barcelona, with the Super League being affected, they cannot, of course, UEFA cannot sanction Barcelona for creating a Super League, but they can sanction them in other ways. Apparently now UEFA found FFP issues with Barcelona. Oh, you're about 3 years late, buddy. But again, it is just something to, bring out to the media. Apparently Barcelona have FFP issues, so they will be kicked out of the Champions League next season. But Mundo Deportivo came out saying a German media outlet claims that Barcelona could have been banned from the Champions League for various years for violating FFP with the levers back in 2022. However, there is no such thing, and the operations were perfectly validated by La Liga. Also, 2 months ago, Barcelona presented a budget without levers with projected profits for this season. Barcelona are not surprised that such a report came out after the moments of the court's ruling of the Super League. So again, shutdown after shutdown after shutdown. UEFA are going to do their best to both probably Barcelona and Real Madrid to find ways to kick them out of the Champions League. That is not, of course, just blatantly kicking them out, because they can't do that. They cannot, by court law, by the laws of the game, they cannot kick out Barcelona and Real Madrid just because they want to. They have to find some sort of underlying evidence. But they want to, give us FFP issues because of our economic levers in 2022, when we had to go through about fucking 17 different verification processes to get these levers in as well. Remember, we had the General Assembly, went to La Liga's court, came back, went back to La Liga's court, went back. Javier Tebas was like, oh, fix this, fix this, fix this. We fixed it, and he gave the green light. So, no worries whatsoever. Again, Super League, lads, I would tell you, by 2026, I think it's going to be started. What's my thoughts on Super League? Look, I really don't care. I've been very firm on the fact that I like football the way it is. I don't really like changes, but now we have changes every single week. I'm like, whatever. Again, I just won that 1 billion. That 1 billion euros, you know what we can do with that? Oof. That's my Barca for free. that's how big 1 billion euros is. So if I'm Laporta, start the Super League, do it for like 2 years, get the 1 billion, then just bid it off completely. But I don't really care. Whatever sends UEFA to the mud. FIFA don't really have much in this. FIFA, you know, kind of organize the World Cup and the Club World Cup. They're not really as firm as the UEFA are. But as long as UEFA are in the mud, I'm happy. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the Joao Felix Xavi situation. Do you side with the side of Xavi? Do you side with the side of Joan Laporta? Would you keep Felix or not? What would be the conditions that you would need to keep Joao Felix at Barcelona long term? Second, your thoughts on Echeverri. Would you pay the 25 million for him now? Would you wait until the summer? You think this transfer is actually possible? Third, your thoughts on both the departures of Roberto and Araujo. And finally, your thoughts on the Super League. Do you think it's happened? Are you for or against the Super League as well? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.